We have an update now on a deadly crash that happened during a police chase. Houston police were chasing 3 women accused of shoplifting, and the driver ran a red light. The suspect collided with a car that had a woman and her 3 children inside. Sadly, the mom died in that crash. Her children have been seriously injured, and the driver who hit them is now facing a murder charge. Our Sherry Williams is live tonight at Ben Taub Hospital, where one of the kids is being treated. And Sherry, you've learned this isn't the first time, amazingly, this family has been involved in a police chase incident.
That's absolutely right, Greg. According to a family friend, just a couple of months ago, the victim's van was slammed into by a guy who was being chased by police. Well, that time the whole thing ended a lot more fortunately than it did this time. The victim who died in yesterday's crash was 43-year-old Rosalva Caseta, a stay-at-home mom with 3 boys. They are 7, 9, and 15 years old. She had just picked them up from school when a car police were chasing slammed into hers, tragically leaving her car and her family's life upside down.
I have a kid, and he's hard. I don't know what I can say, but it's hard.
This woman says she drove right by the crash, not realizing it was her sister-in-law and her nephews. A reporter knocking on her door gave her the bad news. The victim's husband was walking home from work because his wife never showed up to pick him up. He walked up on the crash and saw that it was his family.
It's crazy because you don't know if you're going to die tomorrow.
The victim's neighbor said Rosie used to help her. She hopes God has a good destiny for her, and she will do what she can for her sons. 2 of the boys are in Texas Children's. Their aunt says the youngest has a broken arm and a broken leg and brain swelling. Oddly enough, a couple months ago, the family had another bad encounter with a suspect fleeing police. Husband and father Hector Mendez had to jump out of the way when a suspect slammed into his family's parked van. The 21-year-old driver in yesterday's deadly pursuit, Shaquinta Franklin, now faces 6 felony charges, including murder. In the car with her were Raquel Gonzalez and Ashley Howard, also 21. Allegedly, they were running from police after shoplifting men's shirts at Deerbrook Mall. Now, the victim's oldest son is here at Ben Taub. We don't know exactly what his injuries are, but we're told that he is recovering nicely. The 2 passengers, the suspects who were in that car that was running from police, they have been charged with felony theft and felony evading. Meantime, Rosie Caseta's family is making funeral arrangements. Reporting live from Ben Taub in the Texas Medical Center, Sherry Williams, KHOU
Police chase
11
is raising
News.
a lot of questions tonight.
3 shoplifting suspects were trying to get away when they slammed into another car with kids in it, killing that driver and critically injuring the children.
Police are calling it murder, but the suspects' families say they're not to blame.
Tiffany Craig is live at Ben Taub Hospital with new details tonight. Tiff?
There are 6 people in the hospital here at Ben Taub, and 1 person is dead after what started as a shoplifting case and turned into so much more. The aunt of one of the suspects says they might have shoplifted, but she wants to know why there had to be a chase from Deerbrook Mall to Houston.
What we're concerned about, why was they chased down, as like if they robbed a bank or anything?
Her niece, Raquel Gonzalez, and another girl were passengers. Shaquinta Franklin was behind the wheel. This is her mom.
She's not a murderer, you know, so they gonna look at it their way. I'm gonna look at it my way.
Police say with all their loot, they took the Quitman exit off 59, ran a light, and slammed into a car driven by a woman who was traveling with 3 children.
Because they came right off the freeway. And boom, and then the car started, like the car hit that pole.
Witnesses heard the crash and rushed to rescue the innocent victims, but it was too late for the driver.
When the car flipped over, we just went over there and pulled the little kids out and everything, and pulled the lady out. The lady was out. The lady was already gone.
Family of the victims showed up, visibly shaken by how their lives changed in an instant. All of the children and the 3 shoplifting suspects were rushed to the hospital. There were a lot of families waiting for answers. We asked Humboldt PD about the chase.
Yeah, shoplifter, Class A misdemeanor theft.
And that raises the obvious question, was it really worth chasing a shoplifter? Somebody ends up dying?
Well, they did not know. They just knew at the time, the information they had provided, that it was a theft case. A lot of the cases up there are felony thefts. And at this point, everything appears that it was within the pursuit guidelines and policies.
In the meantime, relatives of the suspect and the woman their car killed are all trying to cope.
I'm not doing well. I lost one child. I can't lose another one.
It looks like she won't. Her daughter, all of 21, is expected to be released from the hospital and charged with murder. Those 3 shoplifting suspects, we're told, are all here with non-life-threatening injuries, but as you mentioned, those 3 children are critical. We're live at the Med Center. Tiffany Craig, KHOU 11 News.
The woman who was killed was only half a mile from home. Her neighbors say she was probably just taking her children home from school.